Today, we're going to talk about 3 steps to achieve success. Step number 1, set realistic targets. How do you do that? Okay. Your goals should be ones that you can reasonably achieve. A lot of us, what we do is we set goals that are either unachievable or they're not very realistic. Okay. You have to set goals that you know you can achieve. Don't make them so big and so difficult and take so long that you can't at least get there by taking many small steps, because you have to be able to reward yourself along the way. So don't overdo it. Have a stopping point so your success can be measured over a period of time. It's important to measure the time as you go on. So let me give you an example of that. So let's say you're running a business and your goal is you want to bring in 5 new clients. Okay. You want to increase your revenue by 20%. How are you going to do that? Okay. So you write it down. Write down what's the first goal to get the first client. Does that mean you have to do something on your website? Does that mean you have to change your marketing strategy? Maybe you're wanting to run 5 miles for personal development and to stay healthy. Okay. So you don't go out and run 5 miles, right? So what you want to do is you want to set a realistic goal. You want it to be measurable. So you start by walking a mile and you do that for a week or 2. Then you run a mile. After you run a mile, you add another mile. You do it in steps, and it has to be measurable. A goal without a measurable outcome is like a sports competition without a scoreboard. So we have to be realistic in that regard. So let's say you're wanting to set a goal. Let's say you want to serve in the military. Your goal is you're a high school student, okay? And your goal is, hey, I know which branch I want to serve in. I kind of have a general idea of what I might want to go do. What are some of the things I have to do to prepare for that? So you want to write that out, and you want to make sure that the goals that you're writing down are measurable and achievable. You need to be able to measure it along the way so that you can reward yourself. You want to have small wins, right? You don't want to have to do something for, a month and not be measurable, and you not have a small wins along the way. So, for example, what I mean by small wins. Small wins are, for example, when you get up in the morning, the first thing you should do is make your bed. Why? It's a small win. That's why. Next thing you do, you have, you read a little bit before you leave to go to work. Maybe you drink plenty of water before you go to work. That's a win. You did something and you started it and you finished it. That's a win. Far too often we set goals beyond our reach. Okay. A lot of us do that. I've done that myself. I've learned how to set realistic goals, set steps along the way, write things down, make sure they're measurable and achievable, something I know I can go do. It's okay to dream. You can dream big, absolutely dream big, but you got to keep your feet firmly planted in reality. Okay. Here's a piece of advice. Failing at something is better than doing nothing at all. Very important. Real simple. Step number 2, be resolute in your outcome, but flexible in your approach. Goals and objectives just don't get done when there's no time frame tied to the goal setting process. That's the official description. So you got to set a realistic time frame to the goal setting process. So what's the realistic time? Do you know you can do it in an hour? Do you know you can do it in a week? Do you know it's going to take you a month? What's the realistic time frame that you can tie to the goal based on what's measurable that you know you can do? Whether your business goal is to increase revenue or bring in new clients, choose a time frame to accomplish the goal. Break down each goal into a specific set of tasks that help you accomplish your goals. I've done it many times in different areas of my life. I've done it in the military. I've done it in the private sector. I've done it in my personal life. It works. It's important to periodically review your goals and make adjustments if needed. Sometimes when we set a goal, we'll start doing the goal. We'll get all fired up about it, and we'll get going, and then life gets in the way. Life always gets in the way, folks. That's just one of those things you have to accept. But when it happens, you make small adjustments. Maybe I need to work out on Tuesday instead of Thursday. Maybe I need to make those phone calls for my business on Monday instead of Wednesday. So you make minor adjustments, and that's what helps you achieve the goal. And again, they're measurable, right? So when you make the minor adjustments, it's something you know you can do. It's going to work for your schedule. It works for you. When you go and do it, check it off on your list. That's a win. That keeps you consistent with your plan, okay? When that happens, you have to make adjustments, and then you make the adjustments. You go and do it. You got your win. Wahoo! You move on. It's just that simple. Step number 3. This is really important. This is a big part of it. Embrace the suck. Okay, this is a term used often in the military, but you can use this even in the private sector. It works. Okay. For any young person out there who's interested in serving in the military, I'm going to pass along some advice to you. Okay, folks. After having spent 6 years in the military, I've experienced many things that sucked and they challenged me. Okay, many things. You're going to deal with things that, in order to experience, you got to do the things that suck in order to do the things that are fun. That's just realistic. That's life. Okay, in the military, is it going to be physically hard in basic training? More than likely, yes, depending on what branch you're in. Some branches are more so than others. Why? Because some branches are combat units and some aren't. Is it going to be physically hard and challenging? Yes. Is it going to hurt? Yes. Yes, it hurts to do lots of crunches and push-ups and pull-ups and running and climbing over a wall. Of course it does. Is that any different from playing sports in high school? Did that hurt when the coach worked your butt out all day long? Did it hurt to run up and down the basketball court 100 times, to do wind sprints? Of course it does. Embrace the suck, because in order to enjoy the fun stuff, enjoy doing something that you're being trained to, and it doesn't hurt anymore, in order to get to the fun, you have to embrace the suck. Hey everybody, if you like my videos, please take a moment to click on the like button, because that helps with the YouTube algorithms, and I appreciate you. Okay. You're going to deal with hard things in order to experience the fun stuff. The reason why drill instructors yell at you is not because they're being jerks. It's because they're peeling away the old you and rebuilding you into a newer and better person. That's their job. Their job isn't to be a jerk. A lot of people who have served will leave the military only after 2 years, and they'll say, "Oh, it sucked." And you know what? That's your opinion. That's your opinion. Maybe you didn't apply yourself. Maybe that's why. Maybe you didn't see anything valuable, and that's fine. Maybe it wasn't for you. And if it wasn't for you, then we're glad you're gone, because we want people in the military who want to be there, who want to take advantage of the opportunities. Because the opportunities in the military aren't going to be anything like the private sector. You're going to get more opportunities in the military than you'll ever see in the private sector. So you have to embrace the suck. Okay, you're going to have to deal with things like getting up early, for example. Okay, if let's say you're based on your specialty in the military. Let's say you have to get up at 0300 or 0400. You have to do PT. You have to do exercise, followed by some other drill of some kind, followed by getting together and getting a briefing from somebody, and then you go and maybe get some chow, and then you go on to your other task. Embrace the suck, okay? Because in the military, everything is very structured. Everything's planned ahead of time. It's structured. Yes, you start your day early. Why? Because there's a lot of things you have to do that takes all day long, okay? Excuse me, but that's reality, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. A better you will emerge when they are done with you, okay? So the drill instructors are there to help you to tear away the old you and help reshape the new you. It's going to be a better you. Learn to embrace getting up early in the morning, followed by PT and other physical activities. Learn to like routines and discipline, okay? Because in the military, there's routines and there's discipline. Even in the private sector, you're going to find yourself in routines. You're either going to create a routine that works for you, and that's going to help you achieve your goals at work or in your projects. But having routines and discipline is going to make you a better worker, okay? It will make you a much better worker. It will help you be more successful in the military. You'll get promoted faster because you've embraced the suck. You got past that. You're the new person. Your work ethic and your character and integrity are such that you're the person who's leading others, not following others. Don't be the person who's always saying, "Oh, this sucks. I wish I wasn't here," or they're staring at their smartphone when they should be doing something else. Be the person who's willing to do the extra stuff and take that extra step. Again, it doesn't matter whether you're military or private sector. It works both ways. Okay, it works both ways. In order to graduate from boot camp, whether you're in the Army, the Marines, or whatever branch you're in, you have to be able to handle the physicality of basic. If you can't handle the physicalness of basic, you're going to be no good to your buddies on a firefight. Okay? They're not going to be able to count on you. Because if you can't handle climbing over walls and doing all the things they have you do in basic training, how are you going to handle the real world? What are you going to do when you're in a war zone on the fire line? What are you going to do then? You're going to complain? You're going to say, "Oh, hey, I need a break"? No. Your buddies are counting on you. You have to be able to handle that. Is it going to be hard? I don't know. Maybe. Does it hurt when you work out? Yes, it does. But I'm telling you from experience, I've experienced the physicalities of the military. I've experienced the physicalities of martial arts, working out in gyms, all that stuff. Sports in high school. Of course it's going to hurt. But look at the payoff at the end. Always keep your eye on the prize. Very important. The more you deny or try to rationalize away your feelings of discontent, the stronger these feelings will actually become. So be brave, have faith. This will help you move on to the next level of your growth. Make progress on one thing that matters to you today. Pick just one thing. That's it, just one thing. Just pick one thing that matters to you today and go and do it. Make sure it's realistic. Make sure you can actually attain that and achieve it. And guess what? That's a win. And do this every day. And pretty soon you're going to have win after win after win after win after win. And it builds your confidence. Makes you feel better too. You get a payoff. Once you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. When things get tough, don't say, "Why me?" Say, "Try me." That's something I learned to do, not only after serving in the military, but after raising 3 kids on my own as a single dad and struggling. I learned that instead of saying, "Why me?" And it took years before I switched my thinking. Okay. Learn to say, "Try me." When life kicks you in the ass, you want to look it in the eye and you want to say, "Try me. Bring it on. Give it to me. Let's have it. Let's go." It's on like Donkey Kong. Whatever works for you. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. So, in review, 3 steps to achieve success. Step number 1, set realistic targets. Make sure it's attainable and realistic that you can achieve it. Okay, very important. It's like sports with a scorekeeper. Step number 2, be resolute in your outcome, but flexible in your approach because sometimes things change and you have to make adjustments. Step number 3, embrace the suck. Remember to hit that subscribe button so that you're notified every time I upload a video. If you have questions or requests for future videos, please drop them in the comments below. If you have questions on personal development that I have not covered in my other podcasts, drop me a line in the comments below. I would appreciate that. That's it for today. Remember, your story is worth telling. I'm Eric Owens, and thanks for watching.